Let me ask you something. Who's really in control of your retirement? Think about it. You've saved the money. You sacrificed for it. You did everything right. But who decides when you pay taxes on it? Who decides how much? Who decides the rate? Hi, I'm Jeremiah Nolan with Next Phase Advisors, author of Retire with a Paycheck. And today I want to show you something that changed how I think about retirement planning. Ed Slott calls it the most important decision you'll ever make. Your plan or the government's plan. Here's the thing most people don't realize. You are already on a plan. You just didn't choose it. If most of your retirement savings is in the traditional IRAs and 401ks, you're on the government's plan right now, whether you know it or not. Let me show you what that actually looks like. On the government's plan, they decide when you pay taxes. At age 73, required minimum distributions kick in, right? You have to start taking money out. It doesn't matter if you need it. Doesn't matter if the market just crashed 40%. Doesn't matter if the worst possible time, you have to take it. On the government's plan, they decide how much. Now there's a formula. IRS looks at your balance and your life expectancy and says, here's your minimum. And as you get older, that percentage goes up. More withdrawals, more income, higher brackets, more money to the IRS. See how they designed this? On the government's plan, they decide the rate, whatever Congress sets. Could be 22% today, could be 35% tomorrow, could be 45% when the debt bomb really hits. You don't get a vote. And when you die, your heirs get the 10-year rule. They have 10 years to liquidate the entire inherited IRA and pay all the taxes. Think about that. Your kids, probably in their peak earning years, suddenly have to add your entire IRA to their income over 10 years. That could push them into the highest tax brackets imaginable. That is the government's plan. They control the timing, they control the amounts, they control the rates, and they get a piece of everything you leave behind. Now let me tell you about your plan. You control when you pay taxes, Roth conversions when it makes sense, low income years, the gap years between retirement and Social Security. On your plan, you decide how much. Bracket bumping, fill up the 22% bracket. Maybe overflow into the 24 if it makes sense. On your plan, there's no RMDs on Roth accounts. None, ever. You never have to take a dime if you don't want to. And when you pass, your heirs still have 10 years, but they're withdrawing tax-free money. It's a completely different ballgame. Let me give you an example of what this looks like in real life. I've seen situations where a couple comes in early 60s, about $1.5 million in their TSP, all pre-tax money. Now on the government's plan, if they do nothing, by 75, the RMDs are going to be $80,000, $90,000 a year on top of Social Security. That's pushing them into brackets they've never seen. But on their plan, we map out 6 years of strategic conversions. We fill the 22% bracket every year. And when we're done, most of that money is in Roth accounts. The different, we're talking potentially 7 figures in lifetime tax savings. 7 figures. That's not hypothetical. That's what happens when you take control. Now somebody's going to say, Jeremiah, I don't want to pay taxes now. I've been deferring my whole career. Well, let me ask you this. Would you rather pay 22 cents on the dollar today or 32, 35, maybe 39 cents down the road? Because right now, tax rates are as low as they've been in 50 years. The 22% bracket today was 28 or higher for most of our history. And with what's coming, $63 trillion in debt, unfunded obligations, I know which bet I'm making. I want to pay my fair share, but I'm not giving them a tip. You know what I mean? So let me tell you about the widow tax. If you're married and most of the money is in one spouse's name, what happens when that spouse dies? First, the surviving spouse goes from married to single, higher brackets, same income. Second, there's opportunities to convert inherited IRAs. The option is gone. I had a client, her husband passed away unexpectedly. We'd started conversions but hadn't finished. Now she's stuck. Pre-tax money she can't touch. Single tax rates. That's why couples need to do this while they're both alive, while they have options. So here's the choice. The government's plan is automatic. You don't have to lift a finger. Just sit back and let them run the show. Your plan takes work. It takes intentionality. It takes someone who knows what they're doing. But the payoff, control, freedom, knowing you made the smart moves when you had the chance. I ask people sometime at my seminars, Ed Slott's line, tell me about the government's plan. Maybe I'm interested. Nobody's interested. Nobody. But that's the plan most people are on without even knowing it. So what's it going to be? Now listen, if you want help figuring out your plan, we do a complimentary retirement analysis at Next Phase Advisors. We look at your numbers, your situation, and we show you what's possible. There's no pressure. There's no obligation. It's just clarity. Because you get to choose your plan or the government's plan. Choose wisely. Now, I would like for you to subscribe because in our next episode, I'm walking through exactly how Roth conversions work, step by step. Now, see you there.